I never understood how, uh, let's say you go through alcoholism, and maybe I haven't went to the full, biological state of alcoholism. I went through withdrawal years ago, like 2012 or 13, I believe, some or 11 or something like that, when I actually got the shakes from alcohol withdrawal. But I never got to the point where it's like, oh, don't talk about drinking around me because I haven't drank in so long. I never really, I don't think I ever went through that. Even like opioids, when I was addicted to them, it never really bothered me, you know. And those people tell what they say, war stories in a program. 2001, I went for a recovery. It was court mandated. I was buying something for somebody else, but it never bothered me. I get some other people, I wouldn't like to brag about it. It's just that what bothered me is people's arrogance. It's like, oh yeah, I did this much drugs, man. You're a lightweight. It's like, bro, like that's juvenile to me. It's like we're not comparing drug abuse here. That's what I bothered me. But it creeped me out is the arrogance. It never bothered me like somebody talked about, ooh, maybe I should get high as well. The only time I did get bothered was like tempted was like I didn't have money for an ecstasy pill, and there was people popping ecstasy pills. And it wasn't just like I was Jones that I was craving for, just like I want to have some fun too. I want to have some fun as well with like you guys, this and that. But it just came to the point where it's like it wasn't even that. It's like I didn't have the money for it, and I know it would feel good. It's just that it was just like I was at a state in my life, I was just like depressed and sad. I needed something. And I mean, to be honest, ecstasy pills are fucking great. Especially, it's way better than alcohol as far as happiness and joy. And you're like, you listen to music, and it's like you actually enjoy, you have fun. People get that on weed too, but it's like, I never crave it like oh, I have to have it. If I did, it was just because people were doing it around me, and it's like I wanted to have fun as well. But even right now, if you talk about it, I could talk about ecstasy pills and people's, people be on ecstasy pills, and I don't even like, even like a lot of times after that, I wasn't like, Jones doing it for that badly. I say that badly, you know. I guess ecstasy is a hell of a drug. I mean, you try it and just people do it over and over again. But alcohol, I was never really like, oh, don't talk about the bar scene, or you went to the club, or you hang out with people, you got drunk, you had fun. It's like, I haven't drank this so long. It's like, when I haven't drank this so long, it's like, I don't want it. I want to drink water. I feel in my body. And I never really craved it that much unless, I was in a bad state in my life. And it's not you talking about it. It's just about, I don't have the money and the liquor store didn't open at 9 a.m. yet. It's a personal thing. And when I was going through that, I was in a good state. When I'm in a good state, a healthy mind, and I take care of myself, I could care less about any of that. But it's just like, it's where I'm going with this. I think it's just, uh, all in all, I think it's just, people's, I don't know, maybe weak mentality, or maybe, they just, they wish they would get drunk, but, maybe it'll bring them to the state where they can't stop. And that's just pretty bad, you know? Even after like years. Like my dad, like he won't even touch a beer bottle. He thinks it's poison. He's the most evil ever, something like that. I met a couple people like that. And you know what? I guess they went through something horrific and like, to the point where just like they think it's the worst thing in their life. And by the way, does chocolate alleviate like alcohol cravings? I don't even know. I think it's a stimulant. It's like cocoa. It makes you feel good. Maybe, when you're really depressed, sad, and you're going through any kind of withdrawal, you just crave something. Chocolate just, it's a natural aphrodisiac to a certain extent. It makes you happy, it boosts, it boosts your mentality. It tastes really good. And I'm not gonna be one of those people. Oh yeah, you want to drink and get high? Go run a couple laps. You'll get so tired you won't even want it no more. You'll be so out of breath. Eventually you catch your breath and you want it again. It's a mental thing to crave it. Maybe it's a biology involved as well. I just never understood people like my dad and this kid I used to work with. You know, his name was Przemek. He said it was the biggest evil ever invented, alcohol. And, you know, people told me, oh, look at his eyes, look at who he looks. You know, I remember him from Wood Avenue. I remember a certain place, and, you know, I saw him once, years prior, and he was just like, you know, he was just like drugged out or drunk out, you know, on the street. And it's like, yeah, maybe when you get to that level, you know, you think about all the negativity you had in your life, how you suffered, and you just don't want to touch it. You're scared of it. I'll see a natty ice can, like, oh wow. I go like this. Ooh, yeah, natty ice. Even if I smell, like, ooh, that's harsh. See, I almost burped. You know, it's like it's pretty disgusting. That's what I think about. And, you know, trying to degrade them because, you know, it's a good price and it will get you where you want to go. Except I don't even chase that that drunkenness, that intoxication, you know. I'm more mellow with my my beer drinking. I like a nice subtle taste, and I don't want to get drunk nonetheless. You know, I don't want to get drunk, and I don't crave that. I don't think it can be as evil because you could get aggressive, and you know you could become sloppy and just, you know, like a typical drunk, even in one sitting. You know, so I just find it to be disgusting. But am I gonna say it's the biggest evil? Well, you know, I don't know. I guess you got to be responsible about it and just have, you know, have to have a mindset about yourself and know what you want in life. See, it's like when someone went through, let's say alcohol recovery, right? And they don't abuse it anymore. It's like, I feel like, you know, I don't want to talk about random things, but it's like sometimes it slips. You know, even when I drink, it's like, am I gonna have to watch my tongue around that person? It's like, how sensitive are you? You know, what happened in your life that you're so sensitive? It's ironic because one of the guys I work with said it was the biggest evil ever. You know, he worked for a beer distributor. You know, and he was around that. I guess, you know, he could be around it. It didn't bother him that much. You know, but it's like maybe there's just different people how they perceive it. They just, you know, too sensitive. And, you know, I'm trying to give them I'm trying to have empathy about that because, you know, if they suffer, they were at the lowest point of their lives, they just don't want to think about that. They found something and they're trying to stay away. Maybe they're scared, you know, or maybe they're just trying to do that to, like, you know, mentally play with you. Because I've been playing mentally, especially the guy, you know, that just won't touch a beer bottle, to the point where it's like, you can't be that ridiculous, right? Because we're about, you know, we're hanging out and there's people drinking, except, you know, he won't touch the bottle. You know, and I'm not the type to, like, you know, make fun of, oh, he's always gonna have a drink, unless you, like, really don't like the guy. But it's like, I get it. You know, it's like they call it a slip. Except you start drinking, you might feel good again, and you start drinking again all over again. See, I don't remember actually having like that, but it's like, you know, I had a couple beers, I got drunk, I was like, fuck it, what else am I gonna do? You know, I didn't have a job, this and that, I didn't have anything on my mind. It was a good time. But I'm not gonna tell people, hey, don't talk about that. You know, I'm sensitive towards that. You know, and, you know, as far as people having been aggravated, including myself being just, you know, I said some things about, you know, how you can call that disease when there's people born with this, and that. Yeah, I kind of get that, but in a way, I think you could get it to a biological disease or a disorder. You know, you are addicted biologically to alcohol, drugs, this and that, nicotine. You know, we did it to ourselves, but, you know, it's just like, you know, once you get over that, like, even when I quit with cigarettes, it really didn't bother me people talking about it. You know, it did bother me, like, when I would eat, and not all the time, and once in a while, oh, a cigarette would feel good. Even though I was detained, and for a month, or 3 weeks, over 3 weeks, I didn't have it. I didn't have the pipe. I was thinking, oh, a pipe would be nice, but, you know, just to get a whiff and just to have that puff, just to relax, because it's relaxing. I wasn't jonesing it for it that much. I wasn't craving it. I think there was a lot of people that just craving cigarettes, and it's just like, you know, I didn't want to be around them when they craved it. It just felt annoying. But you know what it is? Like, I feel it, and this is a nicotine addiction, I believe, you know, they're just a tobacco. I feel like weak in my jaw. Not weak, but like very light. And it's like, I could really use a cigarette. And then it's like, just get over it. And it's like, have some water. It doesn't really help, or just, do something. Minute, 2 minutes goes by and it goes away. To me, it's just so light. It's just that it happens so often that I believe people like this, when they quit tobacco and cigarettes, they just go back to, because like the couple of days or weeks later, just fall through. It's like, fuck, I'm just gonna have one. I can't take it anymore. But to me, it's just such a light tease, It's like a cam model teasing you for sex. And it's like, honestly, yeah, it'll feel good if I take care of myself, this and that. But it just so plainly teased, let alone a stripper. If I could resist a stripper, you don't think I'm gonna resist you? If I could resist, I don't know, maybe a relationship with a chick that might be look good, but I already know it's gonna get bad. You don't think I could resist a cam girl? I just want, want some of my money. Like, it's just too easy, And I can't believe people fall for that. I mean, unless you just full blown, just, down the roller coaster into it still. And as far as nicotine addiction or cigarette addiction, like people say that it's for life. My mom, she hasn't smoked in over close to 2 decades now, And before that, I think she smoked for like a very long time as well. Let me see, maybe 15 to 20 years, something like that. I don't even know. But, it's like she says she still gets cravings. I guess, she did it for so long, and, she has touched it for so long. She's still like a lot of people, just gets that feeling in their mouth, or maybe it's a mental thing that she could just reach for a cigarette, but honestly, for me, just quitting cigarettes, just, I actually felt so much better as well, but the first day I was released, a year ago, I just first thing I did was smoke a Newport. But, this thing, it's too good to pass up. Can't do that with a cigarette, can you? I mean, I remember trying to, sniffing the tobacco from the cigarettes, and you could, but it was just rough and rugged. This is as well. But imagine, sniffing a whole tobacco leaf. It's like this. I haven't done this in a while. But this is pretty, oh yeah, was it this one? 100% natural, yeah, this one. This one surprised me. I actually love it more than the flavored one. And it's like, I mean, if this is an addiction, then what? And some would think that's nasty. You could have your own opinion, because it is subjective nonetheless. I think it's just one of the best things. It's the best relaxing, and it is natural. It's like being in a virtual game and you're on a roller coaster and you get thrilled, versus like a real roller coaster or a swing. By the way, I don't know if it's the inner kid in me, but I would love to go on a swing, but a big swing and just go really high, and then let you just jump off, like a swimming pool or something like that. A swing over a lake. Now that would be freaking cool. Tell me I'm addicted? And that would be just so much fun. This is just, and what I like to do is let my pipe burn. Let my pipe burn and be in a closed setting and just get the smoke on me. I don't cough, right? I don't get I don't get minor suffocate. I don't minor suffocate from the smoke. It's actually very relieving. And I don't do that too often as well. Just every once in a while, and it feels really, really good. So. And it just feels really good. And I'm not gonna get nasty and gross on it, but whenever I after smoke, I take a whiff of the pipe. I'm like, a nice thick woman. I think it's just so good, because that's not how it should be. It's like, I'm not gonna spark her up. I was gonna trim those. It's pretty fucked up, isn't it? But it's almost like, like something pure, something nice, for lack of better terms. But I mean, I guess if you're struggling with addiction, you're still addicted to it, mentally probably. You don't want to. You probably sense that you don't want to hear about it. Especially with like cigarettes. I get it, but I totally get it. Just for me, later on, it's just so easier. I mean, unless you get anxiety, you get stressed, and just remember, you get cigarette, you have a cigarette, it'll go away. The problem is, and I already discussed this. The problem is, it'll take the edge off right away, but then all of that will come back again. And if you don't deal with your anxiety, your stress, or whatever, in a healthy, natural way, I mean, you're gonna be smoking for life. That's pretty much it. I mean, and there's Nicorette pills, this and that. There's chewing gum. Yeah, this is more natural, and it's like I go an hour and a half or something like that. And it's like, oh fuck it, let me hit the pipe, and sometimes I smoke it while driving. Sometimes I'm doing stuff and I don't even touch it. It's like I want to be, and I don't like myself actually driving and smoking it. I feel like I'm smoking a cigarette. It's too cheap. Even right now, it's shut off. It's like that's not how I want to smoke. Even though it is, cigarette tobacco, but it's still just an experience, just to get in and out and in and out, and just to get that smoke all over you. It is it's a different experience, and I'm in love with it. It doesn't control me. It's a dual relationship. If I didn't have it, I wouldn't be like irritated by somebody that was talked about it. Actually, when I was detained, I was speaking about how people should switch to this. It's healthier and cheaper. And I was like, I didn't want to annoy him with that, but I was just I was trying to give him advice. I could talk about tobacco, cigarettes all day in there, even the first week that I didn't have it, and it didn't bother me not one bit, not one bit. When I felt stressed, I felt stressed. Once in a while, just a random thing came over me, and it wasn't even that serious. I eventually just left. It wasn't all that bad. If I would have came home, I came home and it's like I was doing some stuff, and I didn't rush to smoke it either. I didn't tell my mom to bring it over and I need to have a hit or like a cigarette. It's like nah, it's fine. I think I had a coffee in the car. She had a coffee in her car. I had a coffee, but I didn't smoke anything. I got home and I started, doing something, and then I just, oh, fine, let me get the pipe. Wow, it's been like, almost a month. And it wasn't even though that serious, And yeah, the first hit felt like, ooh, that's how it tastes? Did I clean it, this and that? It tastes grimy and gritty, You're not used to it, but after that, it just, I wasn't controlled by it, And I'm not gonna be controlled by people, and I'm not gonna be controlled by, sensitivity to something, but I need it and crave it, whether it's a person or an item. I just don't let it get to me.